Hey guys, Stephen from LOJ Conversions here again with another update on our project Frontier. For those of you that don't know, we're building a Frontier sport truck here at LOJ Conversions, and we're doing something a little different. On the previous video, I posted about the front suspension components that we were going to be installing on our project Frontier because we're swapping on Armada front and rear suspension, so we have a four-wheel independent suspension wide track Nissan Frontier pickup. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about the engine that we picked up for that project and some of the things that we're going to be doing to it. What you see here is a basically used junkyard purchased 2012 L96 engine. So this is a Gen 4 6-liter LS motor, and it's an iron block aluminum heads. It's one of the motors that we love using at LOJ Conversions because they're super cheap and they're only getting cheaper. I think we picked this one up for about $12.50. And it's got right around 100,000 miles on it. They're, like I said, iron block and aluminum heads, but the heads are actually LS3 cylinder heads right from the factory. The only difference between them and an LS3 head you'd find on a Corvette is that they have solid intake valves instead of hollow stem valves. So the valves are a little bit heavier, but the nice thing is when they come out of 2500 pickup trucks like this one did, it's got Inconel exhaust valves, which are great for severe duty, high exhaust temp type use. Because it's an iron block, they're a little bit more suitable for boost, and that's what we're going to be doing with this motor. So I just wanted to pull a valve cover off real quick too, kind of first time pulling it, but we'll see what this thing looks like inside. Like I said, this valve cover has never been off this motor. There we go. Wow, see, that valve cover's never been off, but look how clean that motor is inside. There's no sludge, no buildup, nothing. This motor looks like it's had regular oil changes, so we're really excited about this. This is some great stuff to find when you buy a used motor. It's one of the first things I always do is pull a valve cover, and it kind of can tell the whole history of the engine if it's been abused or been well taken care of. But if you see, it still looks like aluminum in here. There's no discoloration or anything like that. Even the inside of the valve cover doesn't have any sludge buildup or anything on it. So this is a great condition engine. The only thing we plan on doing to this motor, other than a cam and spring package, is we are going to pull the heads off and pull the pistons because we're going to open up the piston ring gap because we plan on boosting this motor. But other than that, we're still going to run the stock rods, stock pistons, stock crank. We're not going to do any head work. We're just going to have the heads cleaned up and reinstall them. Try to keep it as budget friendly as we can. Definitely going to run a Brian Tooley turbo cam in this thing, and we are planning on running twin turbos. And that's where we get to the even more fun part of this video. Many years ago, and I'm talking probably 18, 20 years ago, I did an SR20 swap in a 240SX and then helped a guy out who turned out to be friends with Jeff from Full Race Engineering. Jeff has been into Nissans and everything for a long time, and we correspond via email a little bit every once in a while. And I let him know about this Frontier project that we're doing. He thinks it's awesome. He loves everything Nissan. And I was like, you know what, Jeff, can you hook us up with a good deal on a set of turbos? And he came through, man. We got a great price on a set of Borg Warner turbos that we're going to run on this. And the turbos are right here. These are Borg Warner SX252. I believe they are SXE turbos. So what that means is they're not the standard 200 frame turbo. They actually are upgraded with billet compressor wheels. And we put AGP turbine housings on these things. They're T4 single scroll inlet, not twin scroll inlet. And for the twin turbo setup with manifolds, this will work perfect. We're not going to build any turbo headers or anything for this. But these have a 0.81 AR exhaust housing. And a lot of people will probably say this is a pretty small turbo to even run on this motor as twins. But we're not going for a max power effort here. This is going to be an all-around truck that we want to be able to take on autocrosses, occasionally hit the drag strip, maybe put it in two-wheel drive mode and do a little drifting. So we wanted a broad, usable power band. I went back and forth with emails a number of times with Jeff using Borg Warner's MatchBot turbo sizing calculator and trying to figure out the best combo that we could for a 6-liter motor operating up to about 7,000 RPMs. And these turbos should be good for us to make easily 700 to 800 horsepower, which will be a ton of fun in this truck. So I'm really excited about that. And then we also got a pair of Tile 44 millimeter wastegates, and these are the full race versions. So it's cool. It's got their company logo laser etched into the covers, and tile wastegates, in my opinion, are some of the best wastegates on the market, if not the very best. So I'm really excited about getting to run those. Having twin 44 millimeter gates will mean that we have plenty of volume for doing, for releasing spent exhaust gas before that gets passed through the turbo, so we can control our boost better. And if we want to run a low boost setup initially, I don't want to make 700 horsepower right off the bat with this truck, probably 400 or 500, something in that range, so we can feel out the drivetrain. There's a lot of really new, unique things being done on this. I know that, yes, we're running the Armada R230 rear differential, which is a big diff with big axles, and we're running Armada Titan late 3-rib M205 front differential, but those differentials, they can be problematic for Titan and Armada guys, so we got to kind of figure out what the power limits are. So this turbo setup will allow us to kind of grow as the project progresses, start out at lower power at first and push it. One of the other really nice things I forgot to mention about the L96. So the L96 motor is the next evolution of the LY6. The LY6 was introduced in 2007, and it is identical to an L96. The only difference that I've been able to find at all, and I believe it switched from an LY6 to an L96 around 2010, 2011, maybe 2012, I'm not certain, is that's when they went to flex fuel. So that's when GM was starting to make their vehicles compatible with E85. So the only difference is they put bigger injectors on these motors. So a normal LY6 would have like a 30-pound injector. This actually has 55-pound injectors from the factory. And then I took something right out of Matt Happel's playbook from Sloppy Mechanics. If you don't follow him on YouTube, you should. He's a very funny guy with some really awesome projects. But he's a budget guy, and he showed me that if you decap these 55-pound flex fuel injectors, they actually flow 90 pounds. So we don't even have to get bigger injectors. These injectors that come on this motor, once they're decapped, will flow plenty of fuel for the power that we want to make with these turbos. So again, save some money. We're definitely going to switch to some sheet metal style intake manifold for the compatibility with boost and for the look under the hood. I do want the thing to look cool too, and I'm not a big fan of the truck intake manifolds. But I'm excited, I mean, with how clean this motor is inside, I'm certain that just doing the opening up the ring gaps and throwing it back together will be in great shape. And these turbos are going to be awesome. They're going to make tons of power. So I hope you enjoyed this update. We're actually heading out to LS Fest this week, West in Las Vegas. We're going to have something really awesome in our booth that we'll drop a video for next week. That's part of this project. If you follow us on other social media, you already know what it is. But we'll be able to talk to you guys. If you're going to be at LS Fest, come say hello. We're going to be in the vendor area. We've got the LOJ Conversions booth. We're bringing the Silver Bullet out there. It'll be in our booth. So I'd love to meet you guys, chat with you about this project, about other things that we've got going on at LOJ, and we will talk to you later. Oh, again, please like, subscribe, and follow us, and hit that notification button. We appreciate all of you guys that have started following us since we've started these build videos, and we will talk to you soon.